Hi guys, it's Deanna, and today I am coming to you from Kansas. So we went to visit my daughter, and I had always wanted to see this amazing garden that's in Kansas, and the gentleman who is in charge of this garden has let us come to tour. And so I am super excited. So now I'm going to turn this around and introduce you to him, and he is going to give us a little background on his garden. So here's Mike.
Hey guys, welcome to MOXIE Gardens. That's how I introduced my channel. So a little bit about this garden. We just moved here. 10 years ago we moved here. We were gonna flip this house and move on. And real quick, just kind of how it all happened. I'm not a gardener or a landscaper or anything at the time, but just the guy showed up back home, and my wife told me, don't go out back if you don't want to see what's going on. So 3 weeks after we purchased our home, we had this mega 3 to 5 inch rain, and all these homes that come, our home only faces the east or south. All the other homes face east and west. And golly, I walked out to the window and I freaked out. I melted. Like, the whole yard was just full of water. And the closer to the house we got, we were looking at like something like a foot and a half of rain. And feel free to go onto my Instagram channel at MOXIE_gardens. There's a couple videos that I show on there, a couple reels that I show on there. And one has almost 3 million views and the other one has 1 million. And it's basically just showing you what the garden looked like prior. It was devastating. It was devastating knowing that I just purchased a home and there's a chance that water could be in our home soon. But luckily, fast forward to today, we figured out we used gravity, didn't hire anybody, no outsourcing or anything like that. And so little by little, I just kept working on this garden, and it turned into something way bigger. I turned on.
Yes, it has.
Yeah. So I went in and I was trying to figure out, like, what's that pink tree? And, oh, that's a red bud. Oh, that's really neat. And so I started kind of figuring out trees, what would absorb water. And then little by little, I found Laura on Garden Answers. I found HortTube, really amazing. So all these guys were giving me all this knowledge. Linda Vodder, all these different people, and I was like, wow, these are really unique and interesting gardens. This is amazing. So little by little, I was like, I can turn my backyard into something like this. So yeah, so when we go around the corner, that's kind of just an extension of my character, and I live to create through the garden what my childhood would have been in my thoughts. So if that makes sense. So
yeah, it's kind of like going to Disney or Six Flags.
Yeah. So I appreciate that's a compliment, I think. So,
yes, it is.
Yeah, but it's fun, and every day it doesn't feel like work. It never feels like work. We just get in here, I grab a shovel when I get home, and I'm just so relaxed, so comfortable, and it's
relaxing.
Yeah, so.
All right, well, I think we'll head to the back, and if you want to kind of tell me kind of what you're working on right now. I know I saw you do this bridge, which I love this.
Yeah, so we will eventually, and it will get darker on the video.
Yeah.
But right now, we're leading into this back gate area.
Right there.
Yep, and so...
I love that metal arch.
Yeah. Apologize about the dog. Should stop here.
I'll mute that.
Yeah. But okay, so that arch was made by my brother. I gave him the dimensions and whatnot. And then right here, well, if I can tell you that when we purchased this home, there were no fences around the property. There were no trees, no shrubs, nothing like that. I had 2 trees. I take that back. 2 Bradford pears. They were in the wrong location once I figured it out, so I removed those. And then I come to find out that I probably made the right choice. It was difficult to get rid of trees, but it sounds like it might have been the right choice because they are pretty invasive. That said, fast forward, now we got all this shade, so all my sun loving perennials are no longer. So now I have an opportunity to come through here and create some beds. This is probably the darkest. We're on the east side of our home. This is definitely the darkest part of our property. And so right now I am in the midst of trying to figure out just exactly what I want to do. I'm thinking rhododendron. I'm thinking azaleas. I've Nandina. I want pops of color. So we have these planters here. And so I'm going to go in with some annuals.
I just noticed this.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yes. Did you do this on a video?
Yes.
Oh, how did I miss that?
Yeah. So the great thing about what we're doing here in this garden, I think the best part about it is, besides all the color and the character, you have to visit this garden multiple times to get all the detail. Like, I'm very detail oriented. So I think that plays a role in what you're doing here, because you're kind of like, oh, well, just like what happened to you right there.
Yes.
And so this garden is an extension, as I said, of sort of what I imagine a garden would be when I was a child. So moving forward, once you go back there, you're going to really see some Willy Wonka type stuff and some things that are off the chart, and some dwellings and whatnot that you probably wouldn't see in the typical backyard, suburban backyard.
Absolutely. I really feel like, honestly, I feel like this is probably the most creative garden on YouTube.
Good or bad, we'll take it. So a lot of folks,
I think it's good, or I wouldn't ask to come.
A lot of folks are probably going to ask on this,
yes,
as they come by. This is a weeping white spruce.
Okay.
It's asked on our channel a lot. So weeping
white
spruce,
beautiful. Yeah. So you guys, as we came from Illinois, basically things really changed, and the weirdest thing was when we got about 10 minutes out from the city, it was like all of a sudden everything was more leafed out. It was like it changed.
Is that right?
Overnight. It was weird. Yeah. Like I was watching things that were, just kind of starting to leaf out. And then within like 10 minutes, it was totally different because it was warmer, I guess.
And you said we're in the same zone? I'm 6A.
Yeah, we're 6A now.
Eastern Kansas zone 6A. Yeah.
Yeah, but our stuff is not this leafed out yet. All right, so remind us, you want me to shut this for the doggy?
Yeah, that's fine.
Remind us what your name of your garden is, because of what?
So MOXIE Gardens. So when we first moved here, our children, they're all in their 20s, mid-20s.
So are ours.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So when we moved here, we moved away from grandma. We moved away from best friends, and we had the same house. The same doctor that delivered my wife delivered them. So there was a lot of normalcy. Coming over here, larger schools, bigger community. We don't know left from right.
Right.
So the kids needed some comfortability. We purchased a dog, a boxer.
Aww.
Well, the boxer ended up having a disease that's very rare. Their stomach bloats. My wife would tell you I'm horrible with names, but something with their stomach. So the kids got attached. That was their buddy, and so she passed away. So in honor of her name and her, we went ahead and named the garden after her. And that's how we ended up with MOXIE Gardens. And
that's awesome.
And if you looked up the definition of MOXIE, I think we're doing it right by just being, that kind of character to the garden. So
is this awaiting a project right here?
Yeah, so this is the same thing as an extension of what we're doing in the front. Same planter, same color planters. And then, like I said, we're still going through here. And now that I've met you, Anna, I will be going on to your channel and checking it out. So I would tell you, if you guys are there and you're ready to start typing, feel free to give some opinions and some things that work. I'm thinking,
absolutely.
Yeah, because everybody that I've asked are all talking white azaleas and that type of stuff. The only bad side they're saying is that when they're finishing up their bloom, they're not very...
Yeah, I've heard that.
Who knows? We'll see what we're doing.
Well, awesome.
Yep.
And I love how you have some nice... Ooh, look at this one. That looks great. I love how you have your little shade plants kind of tucked in up under here. What is this? An arborvitae?
Yep. A green giant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
boy, that is big, isn't it?
A lot of them, yeah. 3 of those. And they're actually almost like they're in a planter. You see the railroad ties in the front side, there's railroad ties in the back side. And then it flares out on the side so the roots can still continue to grow out and I don't stunt the growth and all that. I'll step to the side a little bit. So
I want to show this. What I want to show, well, one thing that's what a view right here. This could be, oh my gosh, so glad that we got to come at this time.
Yes.
This is kind of his iconic view because that circle that you have right there, what's that called?
Moon gate.
A moon gate. Is kind of, he features it a lot on his channel, and it's kind of like his claim to fame, I think.
I think so. That's a lot of people tuned in after they saw that.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And then one thing that has totally got me was when you did the lighting, and I just thought that was the most creative thing. And the one thing that I do know, I already told Mike this, but it's not as big as it seems like on camera, and like the lights aren't as high as I thought they were going to be and stuff like that. But I mean, it is every bit as beautiful as I thought it was going to be. So very, very exciting. I'm so excited that he let us come. And I'm excited I got to surprise my girl. She didn't know that we were coming today, and that brought a few tears. She was pretty happy about that. So anyway, all right, let's maybe go this way and shoot this. Now, I know I saw you, I think, do a chicken coop.
Yep, that's it back there.
And the chicken coop is right there, right?
Yep.
Okay. And so, do you have chickens?
They are on order. They will be here July 1st.
All right.
We will be parents of, I believe, 6.
Okay.
I haven't revealed what we've got yet, but I will tell you that we've tried to purchase chickens for the last 2 months, and people are buying them faster than you can get.
Because the eggs are so expensive.
Yeah, one lady, I think, purchased 98, and everybody who was in line had no luck, so she purchased everything in stock. So yeah, so it sounds like we will be parents of chickens on July 1st, and we are not allowed roosters in the city limits, which is fine. So the rooster on the door I drew up, and as well as the little design around there, and the an individual that works with my son, he had somebody cut that out, and so that's my only rooster. He'll watch over the flock right there.
That's so cute. I love that. Well, maybe we can kind of head on this way.
Absolutely. So this bare spot is
yes,
Hydrangea Hill. So basically,
are they new?
Yes, they're new this season or last season. And so this season it should do,
I see new growth in there.
Yeah, there is some new growth in some of them. And then the last couple videos that I put in here, this little bed right here, we had some whimsy in there and some different things. I went ahead and removed all the hostas and all that because I needed to be more cohesive.
Okay.
After a while, I start moving stuff around like furniture.
Got it. I got to show this close up. All right. So where'd you get the railroad ties?
So railroad ties are from Menards.
Really?
Yep. So they are 6 foot, 3 foot in the ground. And then of course the one that comes off. Then we have this. This is a disc off of an old tractor trailer. So cornfields, milo fields, wheat fields, what would have trenched.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And then underneath there's chicken wire. It's going to be probably hard to see.
I do see it.
Yeah. So there's chicken wire, and then it holds up Spanish moss. The chicken wire you can get at any hardware store. The Spanish moss is purchased from Home Depot, or pardon me, from Hobby Lobby.
Got it.
You can get it smaller supplies, but inside here, let me see if I can rotate this. Inside here, I've got these little boxes.
Oh yeah.
And so you push that button, and there's
like
little fairy lights. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And so I just put out a video of updating it because I built this last year and it was really wide, really nice. But I had this rebar, and the lights just went across the rebar. I did not have the wood. Well, then the squirrels came in, and so to sharpen their teeth, they will chew wire. So I'd come out here, and about every 4 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, whatever it was, they chewed it and snapped the wires in half. So I came out here after a vacation, and I had strands everywhere and lights busted on the ground.
No.
So I was like, I sat on it for a year, and now I just put this project out last week. So the wood is just 2x4s, treated 2x4s from Home Depot, and then I went through and used a chainsaw to rough them up to make it look more natural, and then stained them.
I love it.
Yeah, thank
you.
The
thing of it is, I told Mike that I haven't been watching any videos because I kind of wanted to be surprised.
Yeah.
This is just so fun to me. I could tour gardens all day long. Look at this.
That is a pom-pom juniper.
Pom-pom juniper?
Yep.
How old do you think that is?
I would say probably 8 years. Yep.
Wow.
And I keep So I have to wait for the right time of season, not too hot, not too cold.
Right.
Make sure there's no freezes
Okay.
coming. And then I'll just come in here and kind of shear them all back.
Well, I can't wait till you see mine. So when you see mine and you see that now I'm doing even, you know, more, taking up more grass, I want you to give me some ideas too.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to go back and forth. This is going to be great.
I know. I'm really excited about it.
And I'm hoping if the opportunity, because my wife was worried. She says, oh gosh, they're going to come with the expectation that everything's going to be flowered out and blooming, and then you're going to have no soil to see. It's just, no, it's not lush time.
No, exactly. A true gardener knows this stuff.
So hopefully when you have the opportunity. So this right here, this will be an eyesore in your video. However, this is, so I went through the whole garden and we've brought everything over here.
Oh, is that what you did?
Yeah. So then what I'm doing is, when we get back, we just celebrate our 25th wedding anniversary.
Okay.
And so my wife and I are leaving tomorrow to Florida, and then we're going to get on a cruise.
And by the time you see this, I'm sure he'll be back.
Yeah. So then this will be a running creek with a pond at the end. So all this is coming out. But
I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah. So what I'm doing right now is just going through here and finding out, what do I want to keep? What do I want to move on?
Yeah. So I get that.
Yeah, it's kind of a graveyard right now. This is a Colorado blue spruce.
So how big will that get?
It'll get quite
That's what
tall.
I thought.
Yeah.
I mean,
it'll get quite tall, but it's going to take.
Well, tall, but wide too?
Wide, but I can still keep.
You just kind of keep it trimmed back?
Yeah. So
I'm really intimidated by evergreens and trimming.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We do. I think the opportunity, or what scares people, is sometimes we miss that window.
Yeah.
I think we might do it when it's super hot. And then that allows, those cuttings allow, viruses, or, insects, diseases,
and
that
burning.
type of stuff. Yeah, burning, and then it's spending all the energy to recoup. I could be wrong,
right?
But I think, or if you do it too early and you get a freeze. So
right, exactly.
So I figured out long ago that because I didn't have landscape or horticultural anything going on in my head, I was just trying to figure out this water issue.
Yeah.
That when I popped something in and it materialized, I was like, I'm not going to play scared anymore. I'm just going to shoot for it.
And you did.
So I'm just going with it.
All right. So when are you going to? I like to keep track of YouTubers and their followers and how quickly they quit their jobs.
If that comes to a point, I will be the happiest man alive. I created this channel because my daughter encouraged me. And then I went away because I just wanted to garden.
Right.
And there were some people that
I was there for that.
There were some keyboard warriors in there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, this is supposed to be gardening. I'm not
right.
I'm not doing anything negative. So and then I learned real quick, you just basically button up your mouth and you just share the garden.
Right.
And so I fast forward to now, and I think the last 3 weeks I put out a video almost every day, and I think we're sitting right around 20,000.
You are.
Yeah,
I watch the numbers. I like watching people's numbers.
Yeah, so
and I get happy for them.
Yeah, that's kind of where it's at. I now have tougher skin than I was at the beginning.
That's good. And
it wasn't because I wanted to go after anybody. I was just like, it's gardening. How can you be upset?
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's not that serious.
Yeah, it's like
it's just not that serious, people. I know. So far I've had very nice people and very nice comments, except for maybe one or two.
Yeah. Sometimes I think envy can send those bad things towards you.
All right, look at this. These barberries are gorgeous.
Yeah, golden barberries.
There's a color
behind. Hey is right below your feet, so be careful.
Okay.
You a toy.
Look at my baby, you guys. Oh, he's going away from me.
Can you say hi?
Come here, baby. Oh, you got your toy. You got your toy. You're so cute. Yeah, he is just such. She is a doll.
Yeah, she's 5 months old. So
wow.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting into the sun, so let's keep moving here until we can kind of get a better angle.
You can probably hear all the little bunnies.
So I forgot to ask, what's that building? Okay, just for fun?
That is what we were calling right now a man cave, but it's basically for our grandbabies when we have them. So we're getting it all set up, and so it's part of the design. It's part of the lap around the garden, but also too there's there's a future for it. So
I love that. So my daughter is getting married in September, and I think I'm going to get to be a grandma not that long afterwards. I mean, she's not pregnant, but I mean, not that long afterwards, I think I'm going to be able to be a grandma.
yeah, that'd be amazing.
So beautiful.
I will be jealous.
You'll get there.
There's no pressure. There's no pressure on our children, but I am like so excited about taking that journey.
I really love where you put that bench in the
Yes.
garden.
It actually just comes out just a tiny bit more. I just kind of was mowing, and I don't think I moved it back, but it comes off of the creek a little bit. But it's
really beautiful in that spot. And your red buds, I mean, that was one thing on the way here I could not get over. And I know that red buds spread because I fight that in my yard, but the red buds on the side of the road were just amazing.
The way they underplant the
oh my gosh,
nuts! I don't want to be in the pathway here.
All right, let me go this way. Look at this. I got to get a good shot of the chicken coop too.
Who would have thought you'd use burlap bags as curtains and put curtains on a chicken coop?
So adorable. I mean, this whole place is just magical. That's why I said it's kind of like Disney or Six Flags. So I think I kind of missed the best part about the chicken coop. So let me go back this way and kind of show you guys. It was just hard with the sun. I couldn't hardly see. Look at this. But look how cute this is. And this is why I love your channel, because I have rusty bikes. I have like painted chipped windows. I love all this kind of stuff.
There's something about yesterday's stuff, right? Like a bicycle, knowing it was laid down for the very last time. And,
right.
And
I know, I've heard you kind of tell. I like how you create stories around what you're doing. I think that's really sweet. My husband even, we'll be somewhere and he'll be like, oh, look at this bike. You want this bike? And I'm like, oh, I'm teaching him well.
Yeah.
I love the red balls in there too.
Yeah, so someone will ask, because that's asked often on our channel. Those are just from a local nursery.
Uh-huh. And this is what, Pachysandra?
Yep, you nailed it.
All right. And we have a beautiful, is this
Japanese maple?
Is it more of a weeping one?
Yes, yes.
Nice.
So it'll cascade. It was in order to build this, I had to move it, and I lost some limbs. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, we got doggies.
Hey, come here. Hey, come here. Jess, come get, hey, please. Hey, come here.
Hold on. We're having a doggy moment. Hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
There's a cutie. Oh,
say
look
hi?
at you. Say hi. She's so cute.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, like I have a bike almost exactly like this in my garden. So cute. And I actually had the rusted part that went on the back. It was like a basket.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then I would plant up the basket, but then it
awesome.
fell off and rusted into pretty much nothing. And then I loved when you did this.
Our little hobbit.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so I just did a resurrection garden. And so, you familiar with that at all?
Not really, yeah.
So basically you take like a cracked pot. Here, I'm going to put it on you instead.
Okay.
So I'm not just shooting it at nothing. But it's like a cracked pot. And it's like this, and then you put moss on the top, and then you put 3 crosses in the back, and then you put some plants around it.
Okay, yeah, I know where you're at.
And so basically I made one of those, and one of my daughter's friends, Tanner, said, oh, I'm going to do that. And I'm like, really? Tanner's going to do a resurrection garden? And he said, yeah, I'm going to make it a hobbit house.
Yep, we're just kind of doing
Look at this. I love how, like, cozy this is.
Yeah, and there's something about, especially for new gardeners, I try to explain to new gardeners all the time, if there's anything I've learned about garden design, for me, is that the path is the most important part.
Absolutely.
Because if you can get it to wind and turn and create mystery behind the corners and create an idea of what is behind, it pulls you forward. So I know people want to get to that chicken coop as soon as they walk in, because that's a focal point outside of the moon gate. But how do you get there? What's the journey?
Right,
in this little bitty suburban backyard, how can I create as much excitement and energy to kind of drive forward? So I love it. Right behind you.
Yes.
You said you haven't watched videos lately because you want to.
Right.
We normally have these soft.
Oh, I remember.
And we will.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Oh, those are so nice.
Yeah. So
what are those made out of?
I don't know. It's like a heavy duty.
Like a poly something. Okay.
Someone will ask. Those came from overstock.com. However, everybody who goes in there to see where they're at, they're sold out. Or
Oh,
they're not, or the link's not there anymore.
okay.
Someone did comment on my channel that they're at Home Depot or something like that. So this back area I'm creating, so we have a pond down there.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a
Yeah,
minute.
and so right here is going to be an extension of the pond, and then it'll drop down. So there's about a 2-foot drop. So I'm going to create, so from where you're standing, not only will these planters be right here to soften this area up with a bunch, and I typically use that for what people would consider here house plants, but we use tropicals.
Yeah.
So we'll have some nice tropicals in here, and then we move them into the home at the end of the season and then back.
Yeah.
So this area will also have water. So there will be a backdrop of water that cascade over a waterfall in there. So,
oh my goodness.
So this is a new project coming up.
Oh, I just saw this. Wow, that looks amazing.
Yeah, those red buds.
Sorry, did you buy all these red buds or did they just pop up?
Yep. Nope. I bought them like little sticks at Walmart.
And is this a help me?
This is a tiger's eye soup.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how's the sucker situation on that?
You know, it does come up, and I did not know that in the beginning. But once you snap it, for me, once we've snapped it, that's the end of it.
Snapped it?
Yeah. So just snap it at the ground.
Oh, you just snap it off.
So once I snap it, throw some mulch back over it. Because we haven't got to the mulch part of the garden yet. But once we mulch it up, I don't see it come from that spot anymore.
Okay.
No, I'm
because I don't know if you watch Laura still as much.
Yeah, she removed hers.
She did. She took them all out.
I don't watch other videos as much as I used to because I'm trying to create my own identity.
Right.
And sometimes I can tend to use the words, not just for garden, but when you watch your favorite shows and stuff on TV, you start to kind of borrow their language, and that's what I'm trying to avoid.
I hear you, because I think Laura is like that too. She doesn't like to really watch anybody else.
Oh, is that right?
But the thing of it is I was YouTube addicted before I got on, so that's not going to stop.
Well, I'm glad you did, because here we are.
I'm so excited. All right, you got to tell us about this beautiful thing. I want one of these so bad.
Arizona blue ice. This is the pyramid, and the one in the front yard against the house. Same thing, but it's blue ice. It shoots straight up. This one's more of a pyramid. And so we're looking at probably another foot and a half. Zone-wise, I'm thinking it's 5. Zone 5? I could be wrong. Feel free to,
I can pop that in. Yeah.
I am zone 6A, like I said. Sorry if it's a repeat, but some things I just don't even put in the garden if it even pushes. I stay right around 3, anywhere below 6. I never go above 7 ever.
Yeah.
Or above 6 at all. I just don't even chance it.
Right.
There's just too much opportunity for something to go bad. And I would hate to have that one season where it sat there for 3 years, it's a staple of the garden, and all of a sudden now it's gone. So
right.
Yep.
All right. So is anybody going to be not happy if I get them on the video?
Oh, no.
They won't care?
No.
All right. So let's go this way, which is going to be a little hard because it's so sunny, but let's try this here. Wow.
So prior to you calling and setting up our meeting, we had a ton of koi in here last season.
Side so you can get it, so we can hear you.
Yep. So we had a ton of koi and stuff in here. For some reason, because the water flows off all these homes, it filled this up, but something happened underneath and it created a bubble where the air brought the linear up. So I had to redo the pond, and that's where we're at. So we were just on the other side where the water's going to cascade over here. So in due time, when we get back from vacation, that's probably going to be priority number 1.
Awesome.
So I just want to get this wrapped up so we can get the fish. We used to sit here, and my wife could feed fish right out of her hand, and you could hear them jumping. And we had frogs, and
we went to Chicago for a aquascape, a garden pond tour.
Yeah,
and Laura was there.
Is that right?
I got to meet Laura. And then we got to go to all the ponds. Well, one of the ponds they told me to. It was actually the guy who's always in the videos too.
Oh, the pond guy?
The designer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to remember their names. Anyway, one of the designers was like, "Oh, sit down and let the fish come up to your feet." So I took off and I screamed bloody murder because I sucked on my toes. I was like, "Oh, I don't like that."
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be comfortable with that.
It was weird. I didn't like it at all.
The fact that you can see it coming is okay too. It's refreshing.
All right, so here's the fam. So if you've been hearing anything, that's what you're hearing. Everybody's hanging out, chatting, enjoying our time in the space. What kind of junipers are these?
They are, let's see, no, you got me on that. I can't.
Well, we can't know it all or remember it all. I feel terrible because I can't remember things, especially in the spring.
Yeah, the terrible part is it's going to come to me as soon as we're done with this.
Okay,
but
that's fine.
The second bad part of all so I can tell my wife one thing. She's not a gardener. She'll come out here and join me. I can give her the name. I can tell her this is whatever, and she will never forget it.
I think I remember you saying
walk
that.
the garden and she'll be like, "Oh, I love it." I'm like, "How did you know it?"
Right? How did
you told me
remember
7
that?
years ago.
Now, what is it?
This
Is this
a
a
Frankie
whipcord?
boy. No, it's a Frankie boy.
Is it a cypress?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting better.
No. Frankie boy arborvitae.
Well, then I guess
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
getting better.
It's okay. Yeah.
I thought I was.
So this is a Frankie boy. It can get really, really big. It's been here, I think, 6 years, but it works out. If I need to cut back, I can cut back. And then of course there's a barberry right there.
Oh my gosh! All right, so can we go get the view off the top?
Absolutely.
All right, awesome.
It was opening night.
All right, everyone, you're going to be on the video.
Dude,
Hubby.
we went to one of those B&B
Daughter.
theaters, so we had a lot
Soon
of
to be
space,
son.
so smell or anything wasn't a problem.
Mike's
Yeah.
son.
It was
Mike's wife.
like just literally. I mean, I went to like Endgame Marvel stuff. Yeah.
I like the hot tub and the privacy fence.
Yeah, so that's our inspiration wall. So whatever state, country, island we go to, we always try to get a tag.
I love that.
There's a lot more. I'm gonna have to refurbish that. And then currently I'm working on the planters. Like I said, we're getting ready to remove that rug and add something with red in it. That design whip. So when I first started our channel, we had a pergola back there where the chicken coop is. It's no longer there, obviously. And that was a part of it. So
you know what I saw on a walk, which I think I'm going to do it when I get on to our garden walk. They're wanting me to do our garden walk, but I'm kind of scared because like you, but you handle it well. I don't. I'm like, I like start having anxiety if it's not perfect. You know what I mean? And so it's like, no, it has to be perfect. So I don't want to do it. And so, anyway, when I get on that, what I saw was these people took a stencil and power sprayed around the stencil. So it made everything clean except for the stencil. And then so it left a pattern.
wow,
Isn't that a neat idea?
that's an amazing idea.
You could actually stencil it and then just seal it.
That actually sounds really nice,
If
right?
that happens, because I said it, I'm going to be pretty
Yeah,
excited.
I'll give you a shout out if anybody even watches it anymore. So
Like, this is Deanna's idea.
yeah, it'd be awesome.
All right, we're going to get the beautiful view from up here.
So we got planters here that we still need to plant up.
Okay.
We just had the opportunity of a 30-degree. This fun.
The view. And look at this view. Hi, sweetie. Hi. Are you going to eat me? You going to eat me? My doggy likes to do that too. We had to give our doggy away for the weekend to my son. I was sad.
We were trying to figure out how we're going to take her on our trip.
Really? He was like, my husband's like, I don't like leaving him. I don't want to leave. I'm like, oh, look at this.
Are you serious?
This view like makes it even more amazing that you're like in the suburbs, you're smushed into all these people, but yet you have like garden paradise here.
So would you say, after watching the views from the garden on my channel, that does it line up with?
Oh, absolutely. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, and Mike was saying earlier that, you know, everything's not leafed out and everything's not perfect. Well, this is just the time of year.
Yeah,
It's not going to be that way. But it is still absolutely glorious because you have your blooming red buds, you got your blue color in your, I always try to make those different leaf colors. You know, you're getting the red and the Japanese maple, and you got your blue and your cypress, right?
Yep.
And your spruce down there, and then the lime and the I get stuck.
What we're at?
The thorny ones.
Oh, the barberry.
Yeah, and so I mean, I think this is a very accurate representation, and the only thing I see different is just that it seemed not as deep as I thought it was.
That's the illusion from where you're standing, like
Right.
in the visuals. once you start adding all the conifers and the sheds and there's just so much going on that you're like, well, how big is this yard? Or yeah, and so.
Well, and that's the funny thing about it is like you would think that adding more stuff makes it smaller, but adding more stuff, you know, when you do it in the right way, makes it just like it looks like it goes on, and that's what I'm kind of hoping to get out of the change that I'm doing in my backyard. And like, if you would like take a look at that and like give me any ideas, there's a app and it's called Garden Puzzle. Garden Puzzle.
Okay.
And if you pay for it, which I did, you have access to 1,500 plants.
Oh, wow.
And all you do is take a picture of the garden or your yard, and you can plug those plants in. And so I made up a mock-up. I'll show you when we get off here. I made up a mock-up of my idea of it, but I would definitely take any suggestions.
Yeah. So I think, and I'll show you the view from the patio below, and you'll have a better idea of what I'm. So this is great visual, right? And so I'm using the color of the trees, the conifers, and the sheds to give that pop. While there is no color in the garden, from annuals and perennials that will take over and add just a little bit more elegance, I suppose, to the garden later on down the road. And so I think when we started creating this, and I started to see the different colors that the trees in bloom state offered, I said, oh, there's an opportunity. And so, and then I think below us, once we get down there, you can sit down there and almost lose everything that's back there because you see just this visual here, and it gives you like almost another element of the garden, another layer, because now you feel like, oh wow, I might actually be in a whole different landscape. And then once you can kind of look through the moon gate, and then you're like, oh wow, there's just so much to be. And so
there really is a lot to be discovered. Oh, is it time to go eat? Apparently it's time to go eat. Let's go look at your view from down there. Here's another cute little view. Hey, so cute. Her name is Hey Hey. Come on, Hey Hey.
No, you're fine. I'm concerned about you guys even having dinner, you know? Like, my God.
No, you're good. You're good. So once you get one more view from
well, this has just been so fun.
Yep, I'm good. I know.
Wave, daughter.
Hi.
Daughter from Christmas video.
Hi.
All right, let's go this way. No, you are not getting cut out. Oh.
Yeah, so you see how it's just a whole, you didn't even, at the time when we made that turn right there on the pathway, you lost that opportunity to come back. So when you look through here, you can see the ivory hay dogwood back there and the cypress, and then you got, there's just so many layers that there's a whole nother garden on this side.
Right.
And then you have the opportunity once you walk through that moon gate or any one of the
exactly. It's
the
almost
bridges,
like two gardens.
Yeah, the bridges. They
that
offer
is
another garden.
Gorgeous. And I love the pond. I would love to have a pond someday. But I think one thing that like kind of makes it be to where you're like, you finally figured it out as a gardener, because I've been doing this for a long time, and I feel like I just figured it out maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, maybe not even that long, is when you figure it out that it's not about the blooms, it's about the leaf color, the texture, because all those things make things interesting when nothing else is going on. And now I'm starting to work on my winter interest, because I want more winter interest, but I've always been afraid. See, and he doesn't like me to add, he gets nervous. Well, you're putting in too much, it's not big enough. Well, now.
Yeah. My wife was the exact same way. I'm taking too much grass out. You're adding too many trees.
Yes.
And now it's picturesque. You know, you can come out here, sit here, have your favorite beverage, and just read a book or scroll through social media.
It's magical. Okay, I'm coming. All right, Mike, I want to thank you so much. Here.
Yep.
It was awesome, and I can't believe that you guys were nice enough to let us come and do this.
Absolutely.
You probably thought this some crazy lady is going to come and stalk us from now on.
You're fine. I think
I live in Illinois. I promise I won't stalk you from
it's
there.
a long drive. It ain't that nice here.
All right. Well, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you
And I
bet.
think what I'd like to do just real quick is I think I'll just like do a real quick loop and get some close up and then take some pictures and then we'll go.
Yep. And just one last thing. I will tell you that the door is always open. So, but the gate is always open. So, if you want to come back during the summer months, it's a whole different garden.
Well, I have a daughter here, so
Yeah, and maybe a grandbaby soon.
yeah, and maybe a grandbaby pretty soon.
Okay.
No, she's not pregnant. All right, bye.
All right, guys. But yeah, cousin friends, right?
Good point.
Thank y'all so much for letting us do this.
Absolutely.
Look at this, you guys. I'm gonna get out of the sun so you guys can get a different angle. They left, so it's beautiful and peaceful back here. Wow. And I can hear the water. And we got the 5 evergreens right here on this little walkway, which is your backdrop from the moon gate. Look at this. Oh my goodness. So many beautiful ones that I could take as thumbnails. It's just so pretty here. So just magical. And he's done a really great job, and he's just so creative, and I really appreciate him letting us come. And I hope you guys will give him lots of love in the comments. Look at this part. It's just like just walking through a magical little fairyland. Oh, let's look this way. Got his pots done. These are cute. Of course, I love the metal. Look at how that runs under there. All right, let's get the last iconic shot. Wow. Thank you, Mike. We loved it. Bye for now. This is our view from our sliding glass door. There's our balcony. It's so beautiful how all of the trees are in bloom. And we got a city view and a riverwalk view and a beautiful evergreen view. And whoever that guy is. Okay, my friends, this was our final stop before heading home. We were in Leawood, Kansas, and I could not resist showing you this garden center. Look at all these plants. So this is technically a 6A, but more things are out than our garden center has back in central Illinois, that's for sure. Look at all these beautiful hanging baskets, and look at those spikes. You guys have 4 spikes still in the basement. I'm so excited to bring those out. And look at the snapdragons, and my husband was really impressed with these moss-lined hanging baskets. I did actually get some things, and I will show you later what I got. I did go ahead and get some perennials, and they were really beautiful, and I wanted something different that I didn't have to kind of remember my trip. But they had just tons of pottery like you saw at the beginning of this clip. I was just really impressed. This one is so big. I wonder if this is probably one of the most gigantic garden centers because it is called Suburban Lawn and Garden, and it is so big that they actually have golf carts for you to get around, so you can find trees and shrubs and rocks and anything that you need. This is definitely the biggest garden center I've ever been to, and I'm bummed that it was not time for me to be buying these kinds of plants. It's just too early for us to be getting this stuff in the ground, so I had to pass up on a lot of beauties, but I know that soon we'll be getting these out in central Illinois. But look at all of these heucheras. I really debated taking some of these home, and here's some ground covers. I also looked at these and was thinking about this. It just had plants and plants for miles. And this is my beautiful view from my hotel.